sick last week. They're gonna think this is the way I sing. Why is the pianist playing so loud? Should I sing louder? I'll sing louder. Maybe I should stop and start over. Gotta stop and start over. Why is the director staring at his crotch? Why is that man staring at my resume? Don't stare at my resume. I made up half my resume. Look at me. Stop looking at that. Look at me. No, not at my shoes. Don't look at my shoes. I hate these stupid shoes. Why did I pick these shoes? Why did I pick this song? Why did I pick this career? Why does this pianist hate me? If I don't get a call back, I can go to Crate and Barrel with Mom and buy a couch. Not that I want to spend a day with Mom, but Jimmy needs a space to write. Since I'm obviously such a horrible, annoying distraction to him, what's he gonna be like when we have kids? And once again, why am I trying so hard? These are the people who cast Linda Blair in a musical. Holy crap, I suck, I suck, I suck, I suck. When finally you come home to me. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
There's a bar across the street from Elise's, and I want you to... I'm at Elise's right now. I came by to check something. Look, I want you to come down. There's something I want you to see. No, look, are you doing anything right now? So just come down. I'm at Elise's office because she is the editor of my book, and we came to talk about my book. Kathy, do we have to do this right now? Look, there's going to be a review in the New Yorker next week. Very good review. It's by John Updike. I thought you might want to see that. Yes. Yes, I can bring it home with me. No, it's fine. No, I'm leaving now. I'll be there in half an hour. It's fine. Yeah. I'll be there soon. It's fine. I love you too.
I will not be the girl stuck at home in the birds with the baby, the dog, and the garden of herbs. I will not be the girl in the sensible shoes, pushing furs and beer nuts and missing the cues. I will not be the girl who gets asked how it feels to be trotting along at the genius's heels. I will not be the girl who requires a man to and when you come home to me, I'll wear a sweeter smile.
He touched the wall and decided he had had enough. He was exhausted, first of all, and he could feel it. His lungs were throbbing and heavy, and his left arm was stinging right from the shoulder down to his wrist. Besides that, 7 laps in and the water was still freezing cold. And if he wanted to be honest about it, he felt foolish. A ghost-pale, graceless thing flapping about frantically, desperately trying to keep up with the mermaid in the next lane. She was at least half a lap ahead of him, though he hadn't been able to keep track of her at all while he was swimming. Every time he'd try to find her while he was catching a breath, she'd be completely out of range. But he could see her now that he was grabbing onto the side of the pool. He watched her back stretching, watched how she seemed to ride the water. Her arm came up over her ear and slid back under the surface soundlessly, effortlessly. Now she touched the opposite wall and was headed back towards him. And he watched as she changed her stroke, her head coming up and then submerging again in a burst of energy. He could see the shape of her face under her goggles, sensed the curve of her breasts as she pushed up into the air. She didn't seem particularly familiar to him at that moment. He didn't recognize the fierceness in her brow, the tension in her biceps, the fury in the pumping of her calves. It had never occurred to him that 3 years on, he would be learning new things about her. It hit him in that moment that there were so many things that he would discover. How her stomach swelled when she was pregnant, for example. Or how the skin around her eyes would wrinkle as the years passed. She touched the wall next to him and pushed off. But she must have sensed something, and she looked behind her and saw him standing at the wall, one arm hanging over the side, his teeth chattering slightly. She slowed down and turned to face him. A quizzical smile crossed her lips. He smiled back at her as she pulled the goggles over her cap. Ah, he thought. There she is. I recognize her now. He would spend the rest of the day trying to determine what was driving her silence, her clenched jaw, her sharp turns away from him. "You don't have to let me win," she was screaming. But he couldn't hear her at all. Everything I say. And just listen